a toast to 2015? I will run that pun into the ground. I'm staying with my friend in America right now for a reason I'm going to explain in a bit, but I'm not going to pretend that part of the reason I came wasn't so that I could pronounce the word cereal with one syllable. Aaron, can I have some sorrel? Thanks. Last year when I made this pun, I set 3 directions to explore. Generally, I'm the kind of person that has really specific goals, but I wasn't entirely sure what those goals should be. So I figured it was logical to just set a few things to try out and see which one made me the happiest. The first one entailed starting a gaming channel. And this time last year, I told you about the first collaboration I did with my homegirl Minx, which grew you home slices faster than ever. Hence why there's almost 300,000 of you now. The previous 100,000 to that took 12 months. If this growth rate continues, then midway through next year, I should have infinity subscribers. Minx and I ended up releasing 4 songs together last year, and we've got another one in the works right now. And every time I went around to her house and saw her working so hard on her gaming channel, like every day, it just made me want to do something with that format. So I got together with my home slice Dan Bull, who I've made a bunch of songs with in the past, including last year I made a violent rap made entirely out of Bible lyrics, which got surprisingly little hate. And we launched DB Games in January, when tens of thousands of you guys joined to watch us try out all these new different types of videos. We tried challenges, strange mods, satire, good old fun gaming. Davo played a game at one point, which was freaking weird. But it's taught me that making videos every day is freaking difficult. I've realized just how much my motivation comes in waves and how incredibly consistent you have to be, personality-wise, to release something every day. It was really unfortunate timing as well, because Dan started to develop these hearing problems early in the year, which is really bad for a career musician. And it's horrible to see your friend get painfully debilitated like that and not be able to do anything to help him. So we've not been able to release as often as we initially hoped, but I've got some ideas and we're going to see how that goes this year. The second direction would be a really obvious cover boy band name. The second direction was rapping more, like making tracks about things I find interesting or inspiring. I didn't manage to release as many of these as I would have liked in the past year, mainly because I was focused on seizing all these collaboration opportunities that were really cool. But I did release the song You Look Like a Girl, which I'd been working on for months, and that currently has over 500,000 views. That's an insane amount. Seriously, just stopping and thinking for a moment about the fact that an original song that I've made is viewed by hundreds of thousands of people is freaking weird. I can still remember struggling to get double digits of people to my shows. And that kind of thing is fascinating to me in another way, because I'm seeing so many YouTubers really struggle to get their audience to care about their original songs, and you guys do care. I'm not sure I could adequately convey how exciting that is. And that leads on to the third direction, which was to make a band again. I told you not long ago that my band went on indefinite hiatus and that I've been trying to put together a different one. And I concluded that I would be way less stressed and more in control with a solo project. So the rap and the band are now kind of consolidated. Now I've been finishing off videos I already had in the works for the past few months, but now it's 2015. I've pretty much finished all of those off so I can focus on that solo project. I set up a Patreon page in November and so many of you have supported that. It's so freaking cool. So with your help, it's now time to find a producer and like a pro video crew to help me make some really professional looking music videos. This is quite a weird transition for me. It's been mainly me and my friend Adam, my sister occasionally, making Boyinaband videos for so long. Being able to viably consider getting professional assistants to make things even cooler looking and sounding is exciting as hell. Keep saying things are exciting. That's because they are. Like, I rarely enjoy mixing a song. It's the kind of thing that I had to teach myself how to do because no one else would do it and the songs would sound crap otherwise. But now I can focus on what I enjoy, and that will mean I'll be able to make more songs and I'll be happier in life, making myself more productive, and that's like a spiral of awesome. Not a spiral, it's a circle of awesome. So with those things I've learned, that brings me to this year. I instinctively tend to worry about audience growth, and that's one of the reasons I've veered towards making more fun stuff that I'm confident people will share. But this year, I want to try making more valuable stuff. Like, there are some songs a lot of people get really connected with. Limelight comes to mind, the one I did with Cry, who is such a cool guy. And You Look Like a Girl. For that one in particular, I got so many messages. There was this one that I Instagrammed from this dad who said, "Wow, the song brought me to tears. My son shared the song on his page. I know he deals with this kind of hate and it kills me to see his struggle. I know I'm just dad and it's hard for kids to open up to their parents. So I think it's a wonderful thing that there are people like you in the world that can produce something so profound. I can tell from the other responses that this has had a big impact for many people. From the bottom of my heart, thank you," little heart. That's freaking what? That is valuable. It's not just a throwaway song, it has use. Whether that use is an emotional catharsis to make someone happier in the long run, or whether it's inspiring and interesting, like the video I did on Google X, which still fascinates me. But sometimes I make projects which are a lot of effort, but just silly fun, really. And those can be great, but sometimes I really struggle to get the motivation to finish them off because I don't have the same deep connection I do with something I'd be incredibly passionate about. But this year I want to make sure for the majority of the really big projects that I take on, I really feel like they're worthwhile. That kind of sounds really blatantly obvious when I say it out loud, but it's one of those things easier said than done. It's like acknowledging it's okay to say no to some ideas that aren't important enough, or making sure that those fun ideas are simple ones so that the things that really matter get the most time. I don't want to stop making fun videos by any means, that's an intrinsic part of my personality, but I just want to ensure that what I spend the most time on is what I can be most proud of. It's so easy to spend a huge amount of time on the wrong thing, so by being practical with decisions and not taking on too many distractions, I can ensure I'm prioritizing what's most useful. So this year, I've got 3 directions again, but this time I have one goal, which they culminate into. The first is that for the solo project, I want to release an album's worth of songs. If the opportunity arises, I definitely want to perform live, but the focus is going to be on making 12 songs that I really care about. But making them can be really draining, and what motivates me to keep doing that kind of thing is sharing stuff with you. And some concepts don't really lend themselves to songs or can benefit from a bit of extra discussion, so the second direction is making regular vlogs. The Google X video was so much fun to make, but it was really useful. And I do that kind of research all the time just out of curiosity, so it's using my time efficiently. And it was really freaking cool to see how excited you home slices got about futurism in the same way I do. I love how supportive you guys are when I experiment like that. Like back on my birthday when a bunch of you home slices joined me to make the Home Loaf Facebook group. That pun always makes me feel warm inside. Like toast! The idea was that it's a place for people who want to do something with their life but don't necessarily have many creative, motivating people around them. Over 1,000 of you joined, and it's still going strong now, which shows that this is something that needed to exist. I freaking thought it did! Bitches doubted me, but who's laughing now, man? Who's laughing? And it's crazy how much useful feedback people get. I expected much less, if I'm honest. But naturally you will get some posts that just don't get any response. And I think that if you help someone out, you deserve to be helped. If we had a dedicated website to the community, then that kind of thing can be intrinsically programmed into the site. And I've got a few other ideas that I think could really improve the community from the site level. So that's why at current I am in America. I'm staying with my home slice Aaron, who is a programmer, so we can make something brand new that is built from the ground up to work for this idea. I'm going to be reaching out to a few of you home slices to help test it, if that's cool. And then when it's all programmed and functional, the creative ones among you can find friends to work with and get advice on how to be better musicians or YouTubers or whatever it is that you do. And I feel like that's something that doesn't exist, that if it did, would be incredibly valuable. Potentially more so than any of my videos. So the solo project, the regular vlogs, and the home loaf are the 3 different directions. And the thing that ties them together with one solid goal is that I want to establish a routine. I want to be able to understand myself well enough that I can accurately predict what work I can get done and how I can avoid myself wasting 5 hours on the internet at night. Feeling like you're on top of things is the best feeling, and I rarely feel that. If I choose to work on things I genuinely care about, then it's possible for me to stay motivated. So my goal is going to be to release a video every single week this year. And the vast majority of those videos I want to be really valuable. I don't think I'd ever be able to quash my tendency to make really silly videos, nor would I want to, but I know I can do better than what I've already done, and I will this year. Yeah, so I really hope you enjoy what's coming up in 2015. It's gonna be weird getting used to saying that. But cheers for watching my home slices. Get absolutely crap tons of stuff done this year, and have a nice day.